Yes, sir. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Urban Politics. I'm your humble host, Phizz Music, and I got my mans right here, my brother from another mother, Dave. Dave, holla at the people.
Happy Father's Day, first and foremost, everybody.
Word up. Happy Father's Day. You know, it's the 20th ranked holiday. Mother's Day is number one. You can Google that. That's sad. That's a true fact. Yeah, I think I did last Father's Day. I did a show about that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Playing a little Helter Skelter there. Me and my man was talking about Sean Price the other day. Talking about how I love this song. So I got to play it right here. Bring it on in. But today I got Dave here. Big brain on Dave. So I want to talk about a bunch of things. I want to talk about whiskey and bourbon and stuff like that. Cognac, because I do get into alcohol. I do get into drinking. As y'all know, I like to drink. But I also like to know what I'm drinking. And then we also want to talk a little politics with the man, too. So, with that said, let me fade that on out. Because that's some true hip-hop right there. You don't hear it often, so when you hear it, you know it. Dave, how you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm happy you came. What is it, 10 o'clock, 10:30 in the morning?
Some of that, exactly.
You know.
Waking you up on this Father's Day. You know what I'm saying? But he just had a great conversation with his kids. I had a good conversation with my 6-year-old earlier. He was tripping off the fact that he said, okay, you're my dad, so you're my father, so this is Father's Day, so this is your day. Right. He put all that together. So I was like, you're correct, son.
Every day is Father's Day, by the way. Every day is Father's Day.
Hey, ain't that the truth?
Every day.
Hey, some of that, man. Every day is Father's Day. How about this? Years ago, my little sister said to me, she was like, they always talk about how black fathers are not good fathers. She said, but I don't believe that. She said, because I'm always seeing brothers at the bus stop with strollers. Mm-hmm. True indeed. Yeah. I see that all the time. I ain't gonna lie. I see fathers of every color with their kids. I love to see it. Yeah. All the time.
For sure.
I saw some white cat in a store the other day. He had 4 kids with him. And they was acting a fool. He was getting all of them together. The little girl there, right in their face, like, hey, you cut it out. We here in the store and you don't act like that. Yeah. I love to see that. Yeah. I love to see that, man. Real fathers, real men. Man, I done known dope boys who went and got their kids from children's services. I had a friend, not going to say his name, because that was a whole little convoluted issue that he went through. Mm-hmm. But he ended up having a child outside his marriage. He got a call because the young lady that he had this child with had went crazy one day, and she said she was going to kill herself and the kids.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know what my dude said? Let me go down here. Went down there and got his child.
For sure.
He went and got his baby. Now, he said, these other ones are not mine. I don't know who their fathers are. Their fathers need to come and get them. But as far as his child, he got that child and brought him back to his family with his wife. Oh, wow, so that was hard to get through, but she accepted the child and he did it. Hats off to that brother, man. And this my boy, he was in the streets and all that. He ain't necessarily, you know what I'm saying? This guy, like I said, this guy's got a a dicey past. Yeah. But when it came to being a father, he was right there with him.
Stepped up.
So I love that. You know what I'm saying? And plenty of brothers do it all day. This guy, father all day. This Mr., taking his kids to games and picking them up and cooking dinner and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Same stuff I do myself. Not really the cooking dinner piece because I suck at dinner. But some of that other stuff I get in on. But the heck with all that. Let's get right into it like a car and drive. Let's talk about this bourbon, this whiskey. First of all, I did a little set here, you know what I'm saying, where I showed y'all all that. You know what I'm saying? Look at all that. My man gets it in. And the thing is, he ain't just drinking. He's drinking really, really good. Dave, break it down for me. What is the difference? Because I was even asking myself, what is the difference between a cognac and, or not even a cognac, but a bourbon and a whiskey? What's the difference?
So a bourbon can be a whiskey.
Okay.
But a whiskey can't be a bourbon.
What?
So it's the grain. It's basically the grain. It's got to be like a percentage. Mm-hmm. It's got to be the grain and where it's distilled from.
Okay.
To be considered the bourbon and the whiskey itself. I'm new to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm real fresh to it, but
well, I see you ain't messing around. My man, look, this right here, boom. You know what I'm saying? He even got an education on it. You know what I'm saying? So my man don't mess around. I gotta read through this myself, ladies and gentlemen, because my lure. But hold up, I'm like, so what is the difference though? Is there a difference in taste or?
Oh, there's definitely difference in taste. I mean, you got ones that are rough, ones that are like caramel flavor. I mean, they they do them in different casks. You know what I mean? Like wine casks, and they just, and then the length of it. You know what I mean? If it's 10 years, 15 years.
Does all that affect the flavor?
Definitely, I think.
Is a 5-year aged bourbon going to taste better or worse than a 10-year aged bourbon?
It's an acquired taste, so it's what you want to taste. You know what I mean? It's what you seek in when you take that sip. You know what I mean? Okay. Some like I said, some are stronger than others. Some, they say dap a little water in it. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Do it neat. Do it ice. Ice. It all depends on what.
How do you do it? Do you do it on the rocks or do you do it straight up? Straight up is like with nothing, right? You just boom.
That's neat. Yeah.
Okay, and then
So
and then,
I do it both ways. You know what I mean? I can. Like I said, I'm new to it, so I like to try it first to see the flavor with nothing. You know what I mean? And then I'll put an ice cube in it because it dilutes it. You know what I mean?
Now, you know what? One of my first introductions into this whole whiskey bourbon thing, my man, it took me and a friend of ours out. His birthday's on the 10th, mine's on the 9th of June. So we went out and he had, you know what I'm saying, took us to a cigar bar. And they had like a thing, they set up the 3 shots. I know you remember that. Yeah. And I said, okay. And then we had the cigar. So do you think does a cigar complement your drink or definitely
and vice versa? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's got to be a good cigar too. You know what I mean? You want to have a good drink with a good cigar.
Now you hear people talk about a Cuban cigar. Is it that serious? I mean, can you tell? You know,
I don't think it's that serious. You know, I mean, I like red leaf or something from Dominican Republic.
Okay.
I mean, it's almost like the different flavors.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You just where it's produced. You know what I mean? What type of leaf?
And when you smoke a cigar, you're supposed to just like hold it in your mouth, right?
Yeah.
And then blow it out. You don't inhale it in your lungs. It's not like you're doing a cigarette. Okay. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah. Put that out there. Please do not be smoking a cigar
like a cigarette.
No, or like a blunt or something. That ain't how that. Yeah, that's not how that goes. You messing up your lung. You're supposed to put it in there for the taste, right? Yeah. And I even know some people have a cigar or whatever just for the look. They don't even light it up or whatever. Which I think is lame.
I don't know. But I don't understand that. Walking around with a cigar. I don't understand that.
I hear that. Now hold up. Which do you prefer? Which is your favorite, whiskey or bourbon?
Bourbon.
Why?
Because I think it has different qualities, like sweet. I mean, I like a more mild.
Okay. You know whiskey is kind of.
I think so.
Kind of hardcore.
I think so.
I agree too. I've always thought that too, but I wanted to get some backup on that. Yeah. Okay, I see. I'm not crazy. So I always thought whiskey a little harder.
I think so. I mean the Jack Daniels and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I like Jack Daniels.
I don't.
You don't like Jack? What?
I can.
Now I was telling a white chick that I work with. I said you never ever saw brothers drinking Jack Daniels when I was younger. They always said that. You know what I'm saying? Now that's for white guys, whatever. But now I see plenty of brothers who drink with Jack Daniels. Now the drink for black men was always Hennessy. Brothers live by Hennessy. I see. True indeed. I know you a lover of Hennessy. You the Hennessy man. You one of the people got me turned on to Hennessy. You and Antoine, our boy Antoine, he lived by Hennessy. Shout out to Antoine. He lived by Hennessy. So yeah, y'all got me into Hennessy, but I see a lot more brothers these days drinking Jack Daniels. Yeah. So.
But and then it's funny you mentioned Jack Daniels because that's one of the whiskeys here. One of the bourbons is Uncle Nearest.
Yes.
Who was the master distiller.
Now, you was telling me about that. I seen some of that on TikTok, man. Do you know the story? Tell me the story, man.
A brief story. So what I understand, the actual distillery Jack Daniels came from, the Uncle Nearest was the helper.
Yeah, the slave, but he was the helper. Right. He was the helper, all right.
Right. He actually did the brew. It was his recipe.
That's deep, ain't it?
You know what I mean? Okay. And Jack Daniels sold it off that. You know what I mean? So it was like I forget the young lady's name, but it's minority owned. Yeah. Uncle Nearest. Cool. And she's a woman, but there's a whole history on it. But
see, that's where I like the fact that Jack Daniels respects that history, and then you said something about they make it a part of the tour now.
Oh, they had to change the tour.
Yeah,
they had to change the opening of the tour now reflects Uncle Nearest as the master distiller.
I love that. See, but you know what? People like DeSantis and other conservatives were saying they're giving in to woke culture. No, they're not. That's the history of it.
Correct.
That's literally what happened. Right. They were making liquor, doing whatever they were doing. The brother who was there just to help was like, hey, hold up, y'all ain't doing that right. Let me show you how you really make that pop. Right. And did that. And now y'all giving him credit. These people have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? And that's ridiculous because that's just all that is history. You're not making that up. That's how it happened. Mm-hmm. So hats off to Jack Daniels for being like, you know what? No, the history involved a person of color helping this alcohol be what it is.
Yeah, they had to recognize it.
So they have to recognize that. And I'm blown away. Well, they don't have to. They didn't have to.
That's true.
They didn't have to. And I'm that's why hats off to them for even doing that because that's a huge thing right there. That's big. So that's cool to know. You had me sipping some of that Uncle Nearest. That's his name. Delicious. Man, that's off the hook right there. So that's good stuff. So I'm loving that they did that right there. I'm telling you, man. I don't know why bourbon and not anything. Now you told me about some other good fine liquors that you got. You got
some cognac.
You got Magic Jordan's tequila up there. I didn't even know he made a tequila.
Yeah.
Some of that other stuff. But you know what I'm saying? Why the bourbon? Why the whiskey?
I mean, that's just, I guess, at this age, as we
you
get older,
you got to throw that in there.
As we get
at
older,
this age,
as fathers, you sit down. You know, you can't party like you party.
True
you know
indeed.
What I mean?
True
and so
indeed. Yeah.
At home, you have your stash. You know what I mean? Because, and to be honest, man, a lot of these liquors though, that when you go to a bar, you know, it's some major cash you putting out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, I can have my own bar and drink when I want to drink.
Yeah. What was you telling me about the Michael Jordan tequila? You were saying if you go to a bar, they'll charge you $25 a shot, but the bottle is $100.
Right.
So what's up with that? So
go get your own bottle.
Thank you. Why would you not buy the bottle? You know what I'm saying? Have all shots. You know what I'm saying? Right. You ain't gonna pay $25 a shot because that's ridiculous. But that's them making money back.
It is right on
their bottle investment. But that's why you don't want to be funding the bar.
But then you ain't got to drive home.
Exactly. That's it. You was already at home. Safe. You ain't got to drive. Drink responsibly.
Exactly.
That is hilarious. That's real though, man. But hey, I love that. Okay, enough of that. Now let's get into what urban politics is really about.
Boom, boom, boom.
The politics. Hold up. Now, my man right here is a Republican. Believe it or not. But Dave is what I call a money Republican. And how about this? If I had more money, I would be a money Republican too. So Dave got some money. So I ain't mad. I ain't mad at it. Because how about this? And if you're you're a fiscal Republican, really, I really can't even say that. Because really, ain't nothing, there's nothing wrong with being fiscally responsible. And even if you don't have any money, you should be fiscally responsible. You should want your party to be fiscally responsible. So really, you got to big up that right there. So with that said, though, now look, okay. Me and you had talked about a guy by the name of Bacon, Don Bacon, and you know what I'm saying? He's saying that the GOP will pay for supporting Trump, you know, when the 2024 election comes up or whatever. Mm-hmm. Number one, are you a Trump supporter?
I am not.
I didn't think so. I know this. I know the answer. It's my brother. I know you ain't a Trump supporter. But I got to ask that just to put that on the record. So there that is. But you are a Republican.
I am Republican.
Why are you a Republican?
My father was Republican. So
wow.
I was born a Republican.
Hey, some of that, and listen, I told a lady years ago that I worked with, I said, men tote the party line. So what I was telling her, because Barack Obama was running at the time, and I said, and she was like, yeah, my husband's voting for Barack. I said, time out. You said his parents watched Fox, and he was raised Republican. She said, yeah. I said, he's not going to vote for Barack Obama. I said, he's going to vote for McCain. She said, no, it's not, Eddie. There's no way that's going to happen. I was like, no, listen. I said, that's not a diss or nothing. I said, but men tote party lines. Because men from birth are taught to align with things, right? Mm-hmm. You join a football team. Yeah. You join a baseball team. Men are parts of teams. So men understand that team mentality. So a lot of men, if they're born a certain way or told something, they just roll with that. Yeah. Same with me even. I was a card-carrying Democrat for years. Why? My mom's a Democrat. Mm-hmm. She used to always talk about voting democratically. She always talk about being an activist. So that's why I grew up under. My man tells me his father was a Republican. I get that. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. Men usually tote party lines. Now, these days, I'm independent because I'm more like, and they say a lot of single white women are independents. Why? Because they vote the person and not the party.
Correct.
And these days, I'm like a woman. I vote the person and not the party.
Correct.
Let me see what this guy or gal's talking about. And if they talking the good talk and they walking the good walk,
of course,
they'll get my vote.
Yeah.
So if you would say that about yourself, you're really an independent like me.
Right. Yeah.
So why would you say you're a Republican?
Right. I mean, because that's just my stance. You know what I mean? That's my. You know, I'm Black Republican. You know.
Yeah.
And you support each other. You know what I mean? It's that support group. I guess the independents will have their own support group too. You know what I mean? But and I'm not as political as my father was.
Yeah. Was he heavy into politics?
He was running for state rep. You know.
Okay. Wow.
Twice, okay. I mean? So I didn't know that. Yeah. He was in it. He was in it. You know? And I knew a lot of the candidates and people, the governor. You know.
We always had great political discussions, but I know you like I don't mess with all like that. But you still would know the players and you know what I mean. Yeah. So that's what's up. Yeah, and I get that too. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I probably could draw with the Republicans too if I had a little bit more money. Actually, though, really, both parties look okay. There's a dude I follow. His name is David Pacman. He's like a Jewish cat, and he's like a political analyst. And he said it best. He said if if the right, the GOP got everything they wanted, he said things would be kind of crazy because they want a lot of authoritarian stuff. If the left got everything they wanted, he said we would have to figure out ways to pay for some of these programs who would generally make people's lives a little bit better. So that's the reason why he kind of leans left. Yeah. And I agree with the same thing. Both parties are kind of wings of the same bird. But at least this party on the left kind of wants to do people to lift people up a little bit, to where this party is more about personal responsibility, which is not a bad thing. But to me, it kind of just leaves people out in the lurch. Like, if you ain't got it, oh well.
But you have to educate yourself. You know what I mean? You got to educate yourself. You got to want better for yourself. You know what I mean? Too. And that's a big thing too. There's got to be more personal responsibility in this society, period. Because you know what I'm saying? You can't keep shifting the blame. And at the end of the day, the only thing that can change things for you is you. Correct.
So people got to take personal responsibility. I get it. Now listen, of the people who are running in 2024, I'm about some names off you. You tell me would you mess with them. Right. Nikki Haley. Do you know who that is?
I don't.
Nikki Haley, she was the governor. I can't remember of what state, but she only has 1% of the party. Not a big deal.
Okay.
She was one of those people too who railed against Trump as soon as he got in there. I think, Trump is the one who gave her appointment. So, she kind of, just got all up his butt like everybody else as soon as he got in there. So there's that with her. Tim Scott, you know about him?
No, tell me about
that. That brother is super conservative. Check him out. Okay. Google him. You might agree with some of his stuff. I don't at all, of course, because he's a conservative and a black conservative. He was on The View not too long ago and he got booed. Yes. Yeah. And Whoopi Goldberg came to his defense and she was like, look, you may not agree with the man or whatever, but you're not going to boo. We're not going to boo candidates. So you need to hear him out. And I agree. I 100% agree with that. Really, and
as long as you don't switch it up.
Yeah.
If you're gonna say what you're gonna say, live up to it and don't switch it up.
Well, now you lead me right into my other guy, Chris Christie. You know what I'm saying? He's running.
That's a switcher-upper.
He is a switcher-upper.
That's a switcher-upper.
Call him Mr. Waffle. Mr. Waffle. I don't know why. I'm going to tell you, though, one thing that did impress me about Chris Christie is when all that stuff was going on with Trump trying to get the initial nomination, I mean, when Hillary was in there and all that, right? He had did like all these town halls at, where is it? Is it in New Hampshire? One of those places that kind of decides the vote. I mean, like every night he was out there all day, all night. Yeah. Really going hard. Yeah. Now, it didn't work. He didn't get the nomination. Right. But at least he was putting the hustle and the muscle. I thought that was good. I'm not going to lie, too. And being a man who's lost 100 pounds in the last couple of years, I can say this. Thank you, sir. This guy, though, I think that, his size would keep him from being president. Because you know how they always do those things when they want to talk about the president's health? Yeah. And they got like that, like Barack Obama had one little piece of paper talking about his health, and then McCain had a big pamphlet talking about his health. That makes a difference. And Chris Christie is not extremely, but he is, he's significantly overweight.
Yeah, he is.
Do you think that makes a difference as far as... Now, I know you wouldn't vote for Chris Christie because we talked about that. Right. And I'm sure that's for a laundry list of other reasons besides his weight.
Yeah.
But does that have anything to do with it?
I don't think so, because he ain't running literally for office.
Well, I mean, he's seeking the nomination. Yeah, but do you think that'll stop him getting the nomination?
I think he needs to look at his health. Anybody needs to look at your health. If you're getting that out of shape, you need to be able to reflect and say, I need to do something different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not natural for someone to be that big.
There you go. And see, that's what a lot of people said that's what it is. It speaks to a person's willpower.
Correct.
Can you exercise restraint? Yeah. Do you have willpower? Right. Or are you out of control? And it looks like you're out of control with your eating.
Like, let me get a 65 waist. You know what I mean?
It's like you ain't even doing anything.
Right.
Yeah. So some of that, true indeed. And then, I'm saying, listen, this leads me to some stuff I found out from health, right? So the national guidelines say that 150 minutes of moderate activity a week is good for a healthy heart, which is about 20 minutes a day. Mm-hmm. Do you get 20 minutes of activity a day, Dave?
I do, yes, sir.
What do you do?
I run and then I box, but I haven't been boxing.
You do this every day?
No. Like three times.
When did you start boxing? I'm tripping.
I started boxing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like 3 years ago. Almost 2-3 years ago.
So what do you be putting on the headgear and all that?
Yeah.
What the
what? Now I'm just doing it for training though.
Man, cut it out, man. You're too smart to be boxing.
Nah, it was some good. It's good.
I really don't like to hear that. This guy's extremely intelligent. But I hate to hear that he let people beat him in the head. I'm not like that.
It happened one time. Like my did a spar. My coach put me in the spar. I'm like, really, we sparring? I got punched in the nose.
Yeah.
I like started bleeding a little bit. I said, okay, I'm done. He said, no, you got 3 minutes. After that, I said, listen, we just training.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Don't ever in your life.
Not right. Yeah. I know you got faith in me, but this is just training, baby. This is just training.
Oh, so, that's what I'm like. That's
but the skill of boxing, though, man, it is.
You are right. They said that's the hardest sport on the planet because it's literally fighting another person. They said you mentally have to be all into
everything, man. It's a beautiful sport.
They even tell boxers like don't mess with a woman the night before you fight or whatever because she'll drain your energy or whatever. So you gotta be right. Yeah, that's the hardest.
I appreciate boxers.
That's interesting. That's deep.
Yeah,
that's
skill.
That was the toughest thing that you could use to build yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Or to exercise. Why box? Do you get into boxing?
So after boxing, I started watching boxing more. You know, studying the craft. I'm like, I see it. I see what coach is talking about. I see, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the dipping and all that stuff.
And then it's a good sweat. It's a good sweat.
Oh yeah, it's a hell of a workout.
Yeah, it's a hell of a workout.
My goodness.
Yeah.
I didn't know you was doing that. Okay, you do that, and what else do you do?
Just run.
And run. And do you really run, like running around the neighborhood all day?
So I used to never run, right? I did Olympics.
I never run.
And we talked about walking. Remember? Getting the fellas together. What you need to do, all the fellas. We got to get together.
We gonna do that. Yep.
Sunday, Saturday mornings, and just walk the track.
For sure.
For help. That 20 minutes.
I agree.
That 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then go with someone to Waffle House or something after that.
Exactly. No, we ain't playing. Yeah. We go to Waffle House and run. But no, do you just run around the neighborhood?
I run around the neighborhood. Okay. You know what I mean? I try to do 30 minutes. You know what I mean? I got this little app on my phone. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I never ran before, so it's like an app that helps you start to run. So you run for a minute, walk for a minute, run for 2 minutes, walk for 2 minutes. But then, I mean, I'm doing 5Ks. You know what I mean?
Wow, exactly. Before you even know it.
Well, So
do you listen to music and all that when you're running?
95.
Cool. There 95. It is. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. That's what's up, man. Yeah. Now, let me see one time. Where we at on the time? Okay, we good. Let me move on, though. I want to talk about something that's off the track. Look, homelessness. Now, I wouldn't deal with this on my show because there was a time when I worked specifically with the homeless population. Yeah. And then when I was buying and selling homes and stuff, I had a home and I tried to rent out some rooms. And all that. Yeah, you was helping with all that stuff. Yeah. I remember, do you still have the sober house that you had? I
sold the sober house.
Did you? When did you sell it?
Maybe 3 years ago.
Okay, cool. Whoever bought it, did they keep that sober house thing going, or did they?
No.
Okay,
they turned it into residential.
They did not. They just wanted to be a renter, and that's it.
Right.
You know, or a landlord, and that's it.
Probably.
I ain't mad at them. Okay, that's because that was it was a lot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You did it for how many years did you do it?
I did it since 06. I had it since 06.
Gee, so you had it for what, like 6-7 years?
No, more than that. If I just
this is what was it, last
2023?
Yeah, so that was my God. So what is that? 18, 17 years? My Lord, and that is amazing. Okay. And how was it the whole time?
It was good, man. Actually, why I got into it, one of my partners was in the house. You know, he's a recovering addict.
Yes, okay. And I didn't know. Okay, this was a friend because you had told me you had a guy in there who really helped you. Saying with the schematics and things and whatever was heavy to help you like move people in and move people out and all that little stuff. This is your boy though. You knew?
No, so not him. He was my house manager. Okay. But my dude had been one of those cats that went through the house itself.
Oh, really? Whoa. Okay.
So I just actually got into it. The guy who was selling it, he was about to just let it go, but I saw what it was doing for people. Yeah. You know, and I'm like, well, let me see. I'm gonna buy it and kept the house going. And, you know what I mean? And just it's good. I mean, it's almost like a graduation. It's a good feeling when cats are able to, you know what I mean, like move on. Like, David, I just bought my house. You know what I mean? I'm moving out. I'm like, congratulations. It's a stepping stone.
It is.
Everybody deserves a stepping stone.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's what it did for my partner. You know what I mean? I was like, you know, if it helps, you know, build you.
Yes.
We got to help build each other.
That's huge right there, man. That's what I'm saying. Yes, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So that's huge right there.
But it can be a headache though too.
Yeah, it's hard because you're dealing with people who have issues.
Correct.
That was kind of stuff I ran into when I was renting out houses and trying to get into that thing. Some of the guys had issues with drugs. So of course, you know what I'm saying, you got issues with crack cocaine and stuff like that. You ain't going to be paying your rent so much. You know what I'm saying? So there was that. But like you said, it's still a good thing to give back and to help people who are struggling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Drugs, alcohol, all that. These are real life diseases. I got a cousin right now who's going through it. He's been in rehab 3 times. I was hoping this third time it would stick. It seems like it may not be so much, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I get it. It's hard.
It's a disease.
You know what I'm saying? It's a disease. It truly is. So that's I forgot about how my man was helping and giving back to the community about that until just now we started talking about it. But check this out. You'll be interested in this too. So homelessness. Look, there was a case, Martin versus Boise. These are people in Idaho in 2009. These homeless guys were being fined $150 a day for sleeping on this campground, right? So they went to the court, and what the court issued a judgment saying that people experiencing homelessness cannot be punished for sleeping outside on public properties if there are no adequate alternatives available. That happened, right, in Idaho. So they were saying that case right there is kind of going to change homelessness all through America, because here we have a court saying that you can't fine people for sleeping on a campground or for sleeping in a public place if there are no alternatives. And they're saying there's not a lot of alternatives because there's not a lot of affordable housing.
Right.
We have a lot of people coming. Have you heard about the Intel project coming right here?
For sure.
So we got a lot of those people coming, and those are good jobs. They're going to pay well, but they said there's still really no housing here. Yeah. Where are all these people going to live? Well, what you think about that?
I mean, you definitely see they're building out New Albany and Newark and different places, even locally here. Down the street from me, they got a little project, you know.
Okay, so you think they can handle that, like, as long as they keep building projects going on around?
I think though, but you're gonna oversaturate. I mean, it's gonna saturate. You know what I mean? The market. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because how long are they gonna be here? You know what I mean?
And that's the thing too. Yeah, and they were saying some of these people will be making $120,000 a year, and that's a good point too. How long will they be here?
Yeah.
Now, my sister and her husband, they had bid on a house. There were some people living in. They was foreclosed on, so the people had to leave the house or whatever. So they put a bid in. I think their bid was like $10,000 over asking. So they got it, you know. But then these people were coming from Intel, sight unseen. They offered $20,000 over bid, and they got it.
Yeah,
you snatched it from up under.
Right.
You know. So I'm like, and I get it because they just need somewhere to be.
Yeah.
They need housing. Period. Right. So they was like, oh, this cool. It's a house. We'll worry about what it look like and what it needs when we get there, because we got the money to handle it, because we're going to go ahead and pay over because we want that house right now. So I'm like, that is a problem that definitely Columbus, Ohio needs to deal with, but I think there's plenty of places in the U.S., period, that need to deal with that. Yeah. I think there needs to be a cap on rental housing. What do you think about that?
I don't know, because I think it plays into the cost of living, though, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Ohio is less than California, than New York, or and Chicago.
But shouldn't it be some kind of cap? Shouldn't it be to where you couldn't charge $2,000 for this unit just because? Because right now, I mean, you can charge whatever you want for it.
You own it.
Yeah, is that fair though?
If it is a market that causes for it, that calls for it,
Spoken like a Republican. You said the free market, bro. What's up with that market?
I mean, you want.
I ain't mad. You right though.
Unless you're gonna help out your cousin and put him in there, you know what I mean?
You right. You know? And that's a good point too. You right. So look, if you looking to be a good Samaritan and you want to put some family in there and give them a discount, cool.
Yeah, right.
But if you out here just being a business person trying to make money, I'm not mad at you for, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and put whatever price people want to pay, whatever price you
put
want
that price on it, whatever they're gonna pay. Go buy another house and put your cousin in.
Would you say that the market dictates that anyway? So if you go out here and put a $2,000 price tag on it, if it ain't worth that, or if that's not desirable, so you're gonna have to come down because nobody's gonna be interested.
You got to realistically look at the segment. You know,
I agree with that too. That is definitely that's the market. Right. So and then the same court said the government cannot criminalize indigent homeless people for sleeping outdoors on public property. On the false premise that they had choice in the matter. So that's what they say. There's not a lot of affordable housing. Now, I was listening to the radio the other day, and there was a lady on there talking about how she and her husband were school teachers, and they couldn't afford housing. So what do you say about that?
Both school teachers?
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough. I mean, you got to manage your money though too.
True indeed. Ain't that?
Don't live, outside your means. You know,
listen, personal responsibility. First of all,
you got to.
I need to see their financing, because both of y'all school teachers, I don't understand how y'all can't afford to live. Something going on. Man. What's going on, man?
No
Let's do a little number
crunching. No children either.
She didn't say anything about any children. Good point. She didn't say anything.
Now she got faces to feed. You know, you got to utilize your resources too.
Hey.
I mean, you got to.
That's my man. Let me tell you, there ain't no.
I've been to a food bank.
Number one.
You know what I mean? No shame.
Number one, he said, look, how you managing your money, man? Come on.
Yeah.
And that's real.
Yeah.
That is real. That's the thing, though, man. They make it so easy to spend your money. You know, Amazon, Temu, Wish, all these other little apps. You just
click.
You got shoes, you got shirts, you got all types of crap that you don't need on your doorstep.
And then your light bill comes. And you like, set that on automatic payment.
That's funny as hell. Hey, that's real. Hey, that's light. Yeah. That is straight light. We got some time home. I want to bounce some stuff off you. Cardi B.
Yeah.
You know who she is.
I do.
She says that she's not going to do any song just because it's hot. She needs to really like it. What you think about that?
She got enough money to say that now.
There you go. I agree. That's like, that's the same thing I thought when I heard that. Like, Cardi, you got money in the bank like that. Right. So really, you can void your songs all day, can't you? Because none of them are going to help you pay your rent. Your rent is paid 3, 4, 5 times
But
over.
that just makes people want to go after her, though.
You're right. You're right. You know well, if you notice, Megan Thee Stallion, she'll jump on a lot of stuff too, just because it's hot sometimes. Mm-hmm. But who's the new girl? Ice Spice. Uh-huh. She's in a song with not Britney Spears, but Taylor Swift. Okay. Which I love. Taylor Swift's album is the bomb. Okay. I gotta keep it real. Me and Moneybagg Yo, big Taylor Swift fans. So there you go. Okay. I love Taylor Swift. Her album is amazing. But Ice Spice is one of their song Karma that she got, and I'm like, they kind of just threw her on that just because she's hot right now and. It is what it is. What do you think of that? Have you heard Ice Spice?
I have not.
You ain't listening.
I probably have. But right, I probably have. Right, and I just don't know.
You ain't been not.
I'm not.
I don't want to hate on it. She's just the newest thing popping. You know what I'm saying? So, and like you're right. You probably have and didn't even know who it was. Right. You know. So, but yeah, I agree with that too. I said the same thing. What do you think about this Slim Thug, the YSL gang? Do you know what's going on with them?
Yeah.
How they the DA wants to use their lyrics against them, which makes sense. If you're doing raps about killing people and you've been out here killing people, I'm probably going to use those raps to prosecute you. Right. I mean, that's just kind of, what do you think about? Is that fair though? Should they not? Because you know there's a whole coalition against that. They shouldn't be able to use their lyrics against them.
I mean, but that's even country songs when you talk about, beating his wife or,
Thank you. And you best believe they would use that against a country singer. If he was in there talking, and didn't actually have a case against, talking about you doing a song about beating your wife and then you in court for beating your wife, we're probably going to use that song as evidence that you be beating your wife.
Right.
So that's why I say, and I love hip hop, but I can't go to bat for these guys because I'm like, number one, the same sister in Georgia who's prosecuting them is the same sister who's prosecuting Trump. Right. Okay. So I'm like, this sister is doing her job, and these young brothers broke the law. Yeah. And then I was reading a thing that said 90% of the violence and crime that was going on in whatever county this is in Georgia was because of the Young Slime Life gang. So what is she supposed to do? Right. She gonna have